What's up, YouTube? This is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, back with a brand new video. So this is what I was gonna do actually last week, but I kind of ran out of time over the weekend. Got caught up with a lot of different stuff going on, including the birth of a friend of mine. So my friend ended up having a baby girl. So it was just kind of like, a lot of different things happening all at once, and so I just didn't have time to go ahead and make a video over the weekend. But this is the video that I'm going to bring to you today, which is, so I think a couple times I've actually mentioned it. I know on JLS live show last week, I had mentioned that I had gone to a microscopically small Comic-Con, and the name of that con is called the Ladies of Comic-Con. Now, it's put on by a comic store up in my area called Kamikaze, which is a really, really awesome store. Definitely a fun place to go. If you're up in Boston, if you, aren't from the area, or if you're up in Boston, check it out. You'll find some pretty cool stuff in there. But so with that, they host a lot of different events. A lot of things that they do in store. So sometimes they have signings in store, things like that. But they've actually kind of branched out and made their own, like, little, to call it a convention is really a stretch. It's more or less just a, inspired meeting, I guess you could call it. Just like, they ended up getting a couple artists. Last year they had, like, the biggest name that they had was, I think they had Ming Doyle, and they had Erica Henderson, who does couple, like, she has done was it some Archie stuff, she did some Jughead stuff, and then she also did Squirrel Girl. That's what she's known most for. So following that, this year they actually had somebody that I was really excited to meet, which is the basically the creator of Henchgirl, her name is Kristen Gudsnick. I always mess that up, but so I went there just to meet her, and like I said, it was really low key. Didn't have to spend any money. Just walk right in the door, and just went up and decided to talk with her, and kind of get some books signed, and then just kind of go ahead and just have a really good conversation. I have to say, she's one of the nicest people I've met as far as comic creators are concerned. Really nice, really down to earth, super cool, super chill girl. So if you don't know Henchgirl, there is a trade paperback out by Dark Horse. It's I think up to 11 issues. That's the entire run. And when it comes down to that, I talked with her and she said that she kind of left it open where she could go ahead and start it up again, or she would kind of end it off. Either way, she kind of just left it open-ended. So, but with that, there's also that trade, like I said. So if you've missed the initial issues, which had a low print run, go get that trade paperback, check it out. It's pretty cool stuff. If you see her name at a con, go talk to her. She's really, really cool. And she has a hardcover, really thick, nice hardcover book of the entire Henchgirl. Basically an omnibus of the series. But just to get into it, so got this right here. Now, some people aren't familiar with Henchgirl. I haven't talked about her in a while because, like I said, there haven't been many issues of her. The series pretty much is on hold until she decides she wants to head back to it. So this is number 1, and this had to give a shout out to Rob Wiseguy82 because he had put me onto this and let me know that there was a auction on eBay for the number 1. It was this is a so CBFS member exclusive variant, limited to only 250. Issue number 1 sold out a long time ago, so you couldn't get one, but then these were on eBay, so I went ahead and picked one up. Next up, we have issue number 2. So part of the appeal with Henchgirl, what makes her so cool, is just that she, works for a supervillain. Like that's her deal. She's, like how you see, the henchmen for the villains as far as, anybody, Mole Man, Red Skull, anybody. So she's one of those, basically. So she would be a Hydra soldier, I guess you could say she would be the equivalent to. The funny thing is, though, her parents are both superheroes. So she kind of took a completely different path just because the money was so good. And so she overall is just a really nice, you know, and this is issue number 3. She's a really nice, happy-go-lucky chick, and it's really funny, the book. Like, the book itself is pretty funny, but she works, you know, just committing crimes and stuff on a daily basis. But on the other hand, she's just a really fun-loving person, so overall it's pretty cool. I love this cover. This is a great cover, issue number 4. This actually I picked up at Boston Comic Con this year, so I was able to actually complete the run as of Boston Comic Con this year. Next, you have issue number 5. Pretty cool. Follow that up, and this one, this is where you see more of her fun side. So issue number 6, and then number 7. I would have to say outside of issue number 1, cover number 1, cover number 4. So 1 and 4, I think, like tie with this one as my favorite cover for the issue. This one's so cool just because it has, you know, the Capcom font, and they did it like a Nintendo cartridge, so pretty sick. Like, definitely nostalgic right there. Next, we have issue number 9. Really cool. Issue number 10. And the final issue, or so we think, issue number 11. So I actually have 2 copies of 10 and 11, so that's pretty good. I'm considering getting these all slabbed just because, you know, because there is the trade, I can go ahead and basically slab these up. They've been autographed, and I can just kind of let them, you know, just kind of put them off to the side and keep them, you know, well preserved. But we'll see. You know, I'll have to decide on that later on, but you know, I'm definitely leaning towards it. Later on, also had another guy that they had another big name was Joe Quiones, so I got him to sign Howard the Duck number 1. Another really cool, really nice guy. You know, super cool just to talk to him and chill out. And like I said, it was a really low key con. I mean, like I said, not really a con. I don't even know what you'd call it. Just kind of like a. I mean, it almost had like a flea market vibe to it. Just if you had a flea market that had comic artists and stuff there. I mean, there weren't many big names at all. It was like, I think like maybe like just those 2, and then you know, there was a lot of local people that were just doing sketches, things like that, and just some people selling jewelry. Some people, I mean, it was just a, you know, overall just fun time, and just, you know, a lot of local people just kind of getting together to, you know, go ahead and you know, show off some different art and just have some fun. So overall, really fun show. Happy that I got these all signed, and you know, let's stay tuned to see if I get them slabbed. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, like I said, Henchgirl, highly recommended series. If you can find it in single issues, pick it up, because you know, it's low print run. If you can find the trade, and you should be able to, you can pick it up at like your local Barnes and Noble if you're into that type of thing. You know, just give it a quick glance, see if you like it. If you do, pick it up. If you're into indie books, pretty good stuff to check out. But with that, I'm going to get going, so I want to thank you all for watching. Again, this has been Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, and I am out. Have a good night. See you guys later.